I'm Andrew Hawes, the president and CEO of the Housing Partnership Incorporated. We're a local nonprofit housing development organization created by the first class of the Bingham Fellows program back in 1989, 1990. My task this morning is pretty simple. As co-developer to this fantastic project, I'd like to welcome you on behalf of HPI's board and senior management, and thank you for taking the time today to be with us here. Montgomery Apartments will provide 24 spacious 2- and 3-bedroom apartments to families and also include a large community green space. This project has been in the making for nearly 3 years, working with the Louisville Affordable Housing Trust Fund, Urban Acupuncture, and Portland Investment Initiative, exploring many different alternatives from unit configuration and funding resources that will be necessary to provide this great affordable housing. We are very grateful for our lending partners for supporting HPI's mission of providing affordable housing to those in need. Without the support of the Louisville Affordable Housing Trust Fund, Hope of Kentucky, and Cub Bank, the Montgomery Apartments would not have been possible. The Montgomery Apartments' total development cost is nearly $3 million. The Louisville Affordable Housing Trust Fund was able to provide nearly 1/3 of the project development costs in the form of a loan with very flexible terms, and it made all the difference in bringing this project to fruition. HPI additionally secured $1.5 million of funding through Hope of Kentucky and Cub Bank. Having banking partners like this in our community is critical. With their experience in developing affordable housing and being able to think out of the box in a few instances to overcome some roadblocks that other lenders may not otherwise be able to provide. Our goal in developing this project was to bring a diverse income-based project to this part of town, allowing for the community's most critical workforce to have an opportunity to live in some quality housing. With the Louisville Affordable Housing Trust Fund's help, we're able to serve households up to 80% AMI and provide this great quality affordable housing. What 80% AMI means for Louisville is a household size of 4 earning up to $61,100 will qualify to live in these apartments. The Montgomery Apartments will offer 9 2-bedroom apartments renting at approximately $725 and 15 3-bedroom apartments with rents starting approximately $830, which are very affordable. I'd also like to recognize some other partners who are participating in this project. Without them, it would not have been feasible. I want to recognize the architect studio Kramer Architects, Scott Kramer, president, Milestone Design Engineering Group, Doug Ernest, our general contractor, CBC Construction, Clayton Pace, our co-general partner, Denton Floyd Construction and Management, Tommy Floyd, co-founder, and Urban Acupuncture with Gail Holland, Greg Rothman, and Marvin Graftrick, and the Portland Initiative with Gil Holland. Additionally, I want to recognize one of HPI's staff, Jeremy Dyer, who's the lead project manager for this project. He's done a fantastic job working with all the partners and funders to get this project to closing and seeing that it's started. So I definitely want to recognize him. I'd like to invite Christy McCravey with the Louisville Affordable Housing Trust Fund to come up and say a few words.
Good morning. As he said, my name is Christy McCravey, and I'm the executive director of the Trust Fund. And I'd like to thank Andrew and all the folks at HPI, first of all, for allowing us to share in the celebration for this groundbreaking today for this beautiful development. Affordable housing means opening the door, as you see on our bright yellow shirts, not just to home, but to opportunities. For children, the door is open to a bed and security, a defined place to do your homework and to learn how to do your chores, a place to invite friends over, and a place to create memories. For parents, the door is open to a place where you can watch the growth and development of your children and family without worrying about looking for the next place to lie your head. And cities and communities benefit too. The Justice Policy Institute finds that states and cities that invest in affordable housing have lower incarceration rates and improved educational attainment. I have no doubt that Montgomery Apartments will be that safe haven to provide that type of impact for many Louisville families. Over the past few years, more than $41 million, and I know the mayor's going to say this, has been invested in affordable housing. Of that amount, the trust fund has received more than $22 million. And with that, we have been able to impact, and all of it's not come to fruition yet because they're in various stages of development, but we have been able to impact more than 2,200 families through the units of housing either preserved or created. Another key point is that over half of that money must be used to impact those that are the most vulnerable in our community, those families making less than 50% AMI. And when Andrew mentioned up to 80% AMI, that includes those that make up to 50% AMI. I am both proud and blessed to work for the Affordable Housing Trust Fund, where we have the opportunities to make a difference in somebody's life daily. And thank you to the Housing Partnership, to Louisville Metro, and to everyone involved. Personally, as a mom, and I'm sure dads, as we approach Father's Day as a dad, I can't imagine trying to figure out where my children are going to sleep every night. I can't imagine not being able to provide medicines when I have a sick child, or to try to just, what that does to a family that's trying to figure it all out. So just know that those dollars that invested in affordable housing do come back to you, and they come back to families. And thank you for allowing all of us to make a difference. Thank you.
The Housing Partnership has a long history of partnering with other organizations in a variety of capacities to support the development of affordable housing throughout our Louisville community. For the Montgomery Apartments project, we have the distinct pleasure of co-developing this project with Denton Floyd Construction and Management. It didn't take long after meeting with Tommy Floyd, who's co-founder of the organization, and his team at Denton Floyd, to see that they shared the same values as the Housing Partnership. And through our conversations and interactions over the years, working on this project, Denton Floyd became a natural fit for us to enter into a joint venture partnership to make this development possible. We look forward to additional opportunities in working with Denton Floyd in the future. And now I'd like to ask Tommy Floyd to come up and say a few remarks.
Thank you very much, Andrew. It's wonderful to be here. I want to start just giving a special thanks to the Louisville Mayor, Greg Fisher, and for everything that he's doing for the community here. Also, the Portland Councilwoman, the Honorable Donna Purvis, and her district here. We're so excited to be a part of this. Denton Floyd Real Estate Group was founded in 2008. From one single-family rental home, our company is now serving thousands of residents throughout Kentucky and Indiana. Strategically, we have grown to a full-service real estate firm, including the fast-growing construction and development divisions. The theme of community building runs through all our partners here today, which is why we wanted to be a part of this project. We appreciate the opportunity to be a part of this collaborative team. Denton Floyd's focus for the last 11 years is the idea that a home is part of the family and that families create communities. And Denton Floyd is always searching for opportunities to build quality housing with public and private partners. When the opportunity came up to be a significant player in developing this area devastated by the 1937 flood, we wanted to be at the table to build these 24 multifamily units with the Housing Partnership and with the Louisville Affordable Housing Trust Fund. So to a special thanks to our partners, the Louisville Affordable Housing Trust Fund, Christy McGravy, many thanks to the Metro Council for creating this fund in 2008. Their website references the fact a place to call home opens the door to opportunity, and we firmly believe in that. The Portland Investment Initiative, formed by Gil Holland in 2013 to meet the unique rehab and development needs of Portland, making use of vacant properties. This outstanding leadership from the private sector is critical for projects like this. Hope of Kentucky. This consortium of Kentucky banks pulls loan funds to make permanent loans for affordable housing. Denton Floyd has been a long-standing participant in tax credit projects, the critical source of funding of these special loans. And then the Housing Partnership is the end of the conduit to make it all a reality. Their website says it all. Give your dreams a home and step up to the home of your own. Thank you all so much, and thank you for being here today.
Next, I'd like to invite Tammy Nichols with Hope of Kentucky to come up and say a few words. Hope of Kentucky, as mentioned earlier and in Tommy's comments, is an organization that's embedded within the Kentucky Bankers Association that reaches out to the smaller banks throughout Kentucky who have an interest in investing in affordable housing, and they're able to aggregate those funds and from various banks into these single, well-meaningful projects. And we're so blessed to have Tammy here representing the organization and to have Hope of Kentucky based out of Louisville. Thank you very much.
I think Andrew took most of what I was going to say, but I will explain that Hope is a consortium of banks. We have about 45 banks all over the state of Kentucky that pool loan funds to make loans on affordable housing projects. Hope was formed to allow banks to participate in this technical industry without the need to employ that expertise within their bank. We would like to thank Citizens Union Bank and Park Community Bank, or Community Credit Union, for the participation on this project. We're very excited to be involved and appreciative of everything that everyone does. Thank you for being here.
Next, I'd like to invite our mayor, Greg Fisher, to come up and say a few remarks. We truly appreciate his leadership and his support of affordable housing, and we hope he has much success in the future in continuing to champion the development of affordable housing throughout Louisville. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. Well, good morning, everybody. It's just wonderful to be here in Portland to celebrate the opening of great new assets into our community to offer more affordable housing options in our city. Everybody knows that you just simply, the simple reality is you cannot function if you don't have a roof over your head. And to live in the wealthiest country in the world and for all of our people not to have housing is a real shame on our country, and that calls us all to, I think, act on that reality that we deal with here today. So this is a wonderful celebration of another step forward that we can take in our community to house more individuals. We've got a lot of capital construction going on in the city. In the last 5 years, it's about $14 billion or so. About $1 billion of that is west of 9th Street, so all parts of the city are benefiting from kind of this resurgence that we have in capital investment, which is good. I hope people, when they look at new housing like this, they see hope, they see connection to a bright future, and then they ask themselves, okay, how can I be part of that? Because we know that's what everybody really has to see, is some type of optimistic outlook toward the future and how they can participate and work and be productive and raise a family, and housing is just so critical to that. It is wonderful to see also all the wonderful things that are taking place in Portland. I don't know if Gil Holland is here or not, but Gil, as we know, has been instrumental in helping reintroduce Portland to so many people over the last 5 years. And then we have the fabulous folks that have lived in Portland for generations and generations to build an even brighter foundation on top of that. So I want to say thank you to Gil and all of his team, all the folks that are living and working here in Portland as well to help make this a reality. We've got great university partners here now with both U of L and UK located and working in the Portland area. And we're starting to see company headquarters move to Portland as well. Heine Brothers moved their headquarters here. Louisville Visual Art made a great move when they moved here a couple of years ago. The table is doing a bang-up job. And then, of course, the Mercedes-Benz Training Center here as well, amongst other things. So, this is Portland is moving. It's resurging. And it's a really exciting thing to see for our community. We want to make sure, too, that affordable housing is in all 26 Metro Council districts. People need to have housing options close to where they can work. And one of the biggest challenges we have, for instance, is let's say we've got lots of jobs in the Bluegrass Industrial Center, but we don't have lots of housing around there. So people are trying to figure out how to get to work, and the public transportation in our city is not as developed as a lot of big cities are, so it's difficult. So if you can have housing by employment, obviously that makes all the difference in the world. And we know that mixed income, mixed use communities are good for everybody, of all income ranges, of all backgrounds as well. So that's something that my administration will continue to pursue and promote. And we were really happy to work with the council several years ago to finally get the Affordable Housing Trust Fund some money. It's one thing to, thank you, Christy McCravey. I mean, it's one thing to have it on paper, but if we don't have any money, M-O-N-E-Y, we can't do anything. And so I just texted Bill Hollander, who's not here with us, but Bill was such a champion on the council, or is such a champion on the council for affordable housing. So be sure to thank him when you see him. And I would be guilty of mayoral malpractice if I did not talk about our budget challenges that we're having right now and how it affects all. See, that's the gods that are saying that we need more money for affordable housing. Get this budget thing fixed. The budget challenge, it trickles down to affect everything. And remember, this isn't anything that we did or the council did. This is a result of these pension changes in Frankfurt that we have to pay the bill. So what happens? You either got to raise revenue, known as taxes, or decrease services. And math is a stubborn thing, or some combination thereof. Well, the council decided not to raise more revenue, which means we're having to cut services, which I do not want to do, but I have to balance the budget. That means it's going to affect the Affordable Housing Trust Fund. So instead of getting $10 to $15 million this year, what we have hope we're going to get $5 million. $5 million isn't chump change, but we need a lot more than that, right? We have a need for 30,000 more affordable units in this city. 30,000 units, okay? So that requires much, much more funding so that we can give all of our citizens the right, and they will pay as well, to have a roof over their head. So let's, as we go through these times and we're thinking about the tactical issue of dealing with the budget problem, let's all remember to have our advocacy hats on. Not just at the local level, but affordable housing has been defunded 90% from its peak rates from the federal government years ago. So think if we had 9 times as many resources to put in affordable housing in our community, we wouldn't have the kind of homeless problems that you're seeing all over America. So all these things happen for a reason. They're connected together, and it's important for us as citizens to advocate. And if you agree with the fact that people should have a house, then support people that run for office that believe that and are willing to put their money where their mouth is. So today we can celebrate that we have one coming online, and we're very grateful for that, as we always try to do more. So Andrew, to you and the team, great job. Tommy, to you guys, Christy, everybody, all of our lenders and supporters in our great Portland community, I say, let's keep going. Thanks, everybody.
All right.